Hi, this is Roni, and this is my video response for the SNL Design Team Call. It's for their Saturday Stash Dive, and Lisa's doing a Design Team Call for it's a blog, and it's SNL. It stands for Sandra and Lisa, I believe. Anyway, I am trying to actually dive into my stash. The picture I'm using is one that I've had many years. It's my aunt, and I wanted to scrap it for a long time and haven't. So the paper I'm using is from Close to My Heart. I probably had it at least 5 years, and the stamps, everything that I'm using, I've had a few years. I made sure everything on the page I've had a while, and the my aunt's got a coffee cup in her hand. She's at the stove getting a cup of coffee, and I snapped a picture of her. And I don't have a stamp that has a coffee, so I decided to use a coffee cup. So this is kind of experimenting to see how I like it. And the first one that I stamped, I thought, it just looked too neat. So I'm thinking, I need a little more water, so I spray some more water on there. And I finally come to the conclusion that the way I like it the best is to stamp it, then put it in the water. And then that way it's more watery looking and more like coffee instead of an actual stamp. So I'm doing several on here, and you're seeing me go over the top. If I'm not happy with how it comes out, I'm adding a little bit more and a little bit more water here and there. And I decided I didn't want just one size of ring. So I got another coffee cup out. Yeah, they worked pretty good. Anyway, so I'm making rings on here and having it go horizontally across the page, well, from one corner to the other. And just making some rings and having a couple go off the page. Anyway, I end up having to pull all this out one more time because I mess up on stamping. Because, again, I'm on my card table. I need another table bad. I need one that I have enough room for, too. But, and my picture, it was in a frame that was curved on the corners, and I'd hand cut it. And I didn't want to cut my aunt's head off, so it's still curved a little bit, so I'm using my corner chomper. And I do have an old Close to My Heart corner thing, but it don't work very good. Kind of chews up the picture. So that is basically probably the newest thing I have there, and I've had it a couple years. But I went ahead and curved the corners basically because the one up there by her head was still curved. I would have cut it probably off straight if it hadn't been for that. And I'm trying to decide what layers to use. No telling what I'm doing there. I don't even remember. Oh, I was hunting the distress tool from Close to My Heart. It was in my turntable thing in the last drawer. Check in. There it was, finally. And, it looks like I'm off camera here. And basically I'm just distressing the edges on the paper that I'm going to use. I've distressed it, and then I inked it. And I inked it with, it's the chocolate from Close to My Heart. And again, I'd end up distressing all three of these and make them look a little vintage. I feel like that picture's vintage. I'm pretty sure it's probably 25 years old. My aunt passed away probably 9 years ago. And when I first started scrapbooking, I thought, I need to scrapbook that picture. And one of the stamps I showed, it said, I'm a bear in the mornings without my coffee or something like that. I don't end up using it on my layout, but I did buy it many years ago with the intent to do it with this picture because she'd say that, and she really wasn't a bear in the morning without her coffee before she had it. She's just very quiet. She didn't talk very much until she had her coffee, but she would say that. And so I bought the stamp for it, but then I ended up using it. I forgot all about it. I ended up setting it over to the side and forgot about it. And those stamps that I just showed, they're Close to My Heart, and they're, I can't remember the name, something seals. And they're circles, so I thought I'd add to the circles, and I had a few more.
And that one I didn't even realize it was on there. I've used the others several times, but I've never used that one. And so when I seen it, I thought, I'm going to use it. And I used the black ink from Close to My Heart for everything else on here. And that one says, Love You Always and Forever, that stamp that I just stamped. And then I seen this one on there. There's stamps on there I didn't even realize. Like I said, I've used it, but probably when I first got the stamp set and maybe a couple times since, but I haven't used it in a long time. So I didn't even realize I had these great little things on there. And that one says something about always be you, uniquely you, or something. And that it's a heart, and it was all on the same stamp set. And I just thought I'd accent my coffee rings. And so I ended up making a mistake, and so I wanted this down in the corner a little bit more, but right there I forgot all about my coffee table being kind of down in the center. And so the gotcha where I took her picture and surprised her, I thought, well, I'm gonna have to do that over. I tried stamping over top of it, didn't do a very good job. And so I decided I'm going to have to put my paper over the top of it. So I'm moving it over. And this one I decided I need just another part of a ring showing, since I'm going to be moving it over. So here comes the coffee cup again. And of course I didn't like it the first time. And so, yeah. So I can cover it up. No biggie. But I'm going to have to put the gotcha on there because I really wanted it on there. So I will be moving this out of frame to do it because I got to have a more solid spot to stamp it on, but it stamps pretty good, and I do get it on the page and get it in another spot. See, there it is. And I'll tell them what I'm doing now. I don't remember. Oh, I was pulling out some more stamps, and this one says Love This, and it's from Picture Perfect, Close to My Heart stamps, I believe. And I'm going to do an arrow. And I pulled them over because I wanted to make sure they stamped good. I will get me another table or something to work on sooner or later as I figure out where I can put it. That's a shipping tag. I got some from Office Depot once, and I dug one of them out, and I'm going to put my journaling on it, and basically it's going to say that my aunt always had a coffee in her hand. When she got up in the morning, that's the first thing she did, make coffee, and she was never without it. It's like, she did without it. She drank it black, and she drank it all the time. She loved coffee. And how much do you think she loved Starbucks, if she was still around to enjoy Starbucks? Because we do have a Starbucks now. We've had it about a year. It's a very small one. It's in the hospital. It don't have much of variety, but it is Starbucks. And so that's what I'm going to put on my journaling card. And let's see, what am I doing? Anyway, I'll leave a link below to Lisa's channel and her video. You have to the 30th of April to get on. Oh, this is what I'm doing. I decided to do some sprinkles, and I knew it ahead of time I was going to do it. But, of course, I put the picture on before I thought of it. And that's some very old walnut ink, and then that's an Adirondack ink, and it's in butterscotch. And I've had them a long time. I mean, I don't even think the craft store that I bought them from has been in business for 10 years. I think I bought them before I started scrapbooking. I bought them for a crafty project, and it wasn't even for scrapbooking, but they're still good. Last a long time. Oh, and I slowed the video down here because I'm going to make an embellishment. And yeah, aren't I slow without it sped up? Anyway, you got to have 5 circles, all the same size, and this is the biggest circle. You got to fold it one way and then fold it the other. And this is when I decided I better pull it up
so you can see it. You want to make sure your creases meet where you've already done it, so your X on there is even, because if you just fold it without paying attention, it's not even. So you want as close to X as perfect as possible. Then you bend up the sides, and then I usually use the bone folder and make sure the creases are good, and then bend that back down. And you're going to do this 4 times, and then the 5th one is for the base. And I'm going to go ahead and do them all and then come back so you don't have to watch me repeat the same thing 3 more times. But through the magic of video, yeah, they're all done. And I always put some glue on them. I think I'm off camera again, but I realize it pretty quick, I think. But I'm just putting the glue in the creases, and well, maybe I didn't realize it pretty quick. I thought I did. But I'm putting the glue in the creases so that it'll stay flatter instead of being up. And you can see it all in the creases, and just, that's when I probably realized it. And push it all down and hold it tight just a second. Since I use the Lean's tacky glue, it don't take it very long to get tacky enough to stick. And I'm going ahead and inking all the edges that are showing white. And you put it on your circle. And I already have the others ready. And I'm going to put them all on there. Oh, I think I don't have the glue on the back, is all I don't have. And I want it to get a little tacky so it'll stick better. So I'm putting the glue on the back. And I'm not sure what this is called. We did it in school as a kid. And I can't remember what it's called. It's way too long ago for me to remember. But our art teacher had taught us to do these once for some craft thing that we did. And I'm sure it has a name, though. But you want to make sure you get them all on there. And they don't have to be perfect either. I've noticed they look pretty good whether they're perfect or not, because I've done them with the Girl Scout group before. And this one I went every other color, folded the circle one way and then the other. But the other 2 I do one way and the other way, so I have 3 on the page and have variety. It takes me a minute to notice. I still am zoomed in, but I will notice. Well, maybe it takes me longer than a minute. And I'm still on slow motion, but I didn't notice that. I might have to go back and edit this so that all won't be slow motion. I think I notice in just a second. Surely I do. But I will zoom out again. That's when I notice and I zoom out. Thank goodness. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put them on in 3 places. Like I said, they're 3 sizes. I only had 2 punches, excuse me. So the largest one, I used the Creative Memory Circle cutter to do it. And I just cut it the smallest circle I could on there to make it match. And I do not know the name of where these came from. I've had them a long time, and I don't even have the correct packaging anymore. But it says a cup in hand is what the title is, because she always had a cup in hand. And I got that paper piercer out because I thought they were going to be harder to put on there, but they stuck really good. I thought maybe as old as they were, they wouldn't, and I might have to put glue on the back and use that, and I never did take it out of my hand, but they were pretty sticky, which was surprising. And I'm thinking I'm done with the layout, but then I thought, I don't have coffee on there anywhere. And so I will have to go back and do that. Oh, and this is one of those clamshell packaging. Like, I think maybe this one might have come off of a Cricut cartridge or maybe a headphone set. I can't remember. Anyway, I saved some of it to use, and I stamped this with Stays On. And I'm gone a minute here. I forgot about that. But I had to clean up that, and I couldn't find my wipies. They had disappeared. So I had to get another one, and I'm drying it, making sure it's dry before I cut it apart. But I wanted to use it on the layout, and I wanted to make it clear, so those clamshells work really well. If there's a flat spot that's very big at all, when I go to throw them away, I cut it out and save it just in case I need it for something. And I did here. And I want to put it on my layout in 2 spots. I'm not sure when I realized I don't have coffee on there anywhere. And it was coffee stamps that I had laid out, so it's not like they weren't there handy. Oh, this is when I realized it, and I get the coffee stamp out, but I got to pull it out of screen so that it'll stamp good because it's bigger. I do have a smaller stamp. I'm going to stamp coffee all over it. And the smaller stamps stamp fine, but the bigger ones, there's always like a middle spot or something that don't stamp very good. But anyway, again about the SNL Design Team Call. Sandra and Lisa are great. You will love them. If you're not part of their group, they have a Facebook group. Lisa started it a while back. I'm not sure when. And it's called Craft for Supplies. And so you'll see both of them on there. And of course they have their blog. It's SNL. And I'll leave a link below for that. And I'll leave a link for Lisa's channel and, with her video for the Design Team Call. So you can go check it out. And like I said, it's till April 30th, so you have time to get in on it and try out for the design team. Anyway, I want to thank you all very, very much for watching and commenting on my channel. And I do have a challenge going on myself. It's for my 550 subbies, and I'd love you all to join. And I guess I can leave a link below for that too. Anyway, again, thank you all for watching. Bye.